Hey all, welcome back to my channel. It's hot as blazes here. I'm sure it's hot in your part of the country too. I think everybody's getting a heat wave. But we're gonna start on building this house. It's a dollhouse. Come on down here. We got the supplies. First, let's do a refresher on the plan. Was to build the 2-level Tuesday Taylor Penthouse Apartment, and originally I said it was going to be 30 inches long, 20 inches wide, and I switched it to 12 inches high because I think being the shorter 10 would have been too small. And then the top deck is going to be 18 inches, or 20 inches long and by 10 inches deep. So I switched up my measurements a little bit, but we're going to get started here. First off, I bought the an MDF board, a 2x2 at, where did I get this? Home Depot, I believe. And then I got a 2 by, gosh, how long was this thing? Let's see. This is 3. A 2x4. Oh, phooey. What is this? It's not MDF. It's kind of like what they make we call it clipboards out of. I can list it in the thing later. And then I also got, so this is going to be the floor of the apartment, and the lighter color wood is going to be the decking once we cut it. So also I needed to get these square dowels that's 3 feet long. I think, what is it? This right there. Those are going to be the beams to support the top floor and to connect the top floor and the bottom floor. And then for the garden area, I said I wanted to find something to make like a breeze block fencing. So I found this metal sheet that has a cool design cut into it. So we're going to cut that down, probably down to like this high, to make a fence around the garden area later on. That was a little pricey. I think this one was like, I don't know if it was like $18 or $16. It was a little high, but it was exactly what I needed. So anyways, so on the deck part, I measured 20 inches long, so it'll be the same length as the underneath house, and then 10 inches wide. So we're going to cut this out with a circular saw, and then this stuff and this little extra piece we'll probably use to make walls or something. So once that's cut, then we need to cut the main floor, which I already measured out to be, 30 inches wide total. This 10 inches, this 10-inch square, and this 10-inch square is going to be a garden area. This 20 by 20 square is going to be the house. So the bottom floor will take up this whole space, and then the top deck part will just take up this like rectangular space here. And then I measured our dowels to 12 inches and 12 inches. So they'll stand up like that, and then we'll attach the top floor, the deck to those. And that'll be the more fun part. This is not the fun part. This is just the measuring and cutting part. So I'll cut all these parts together, or cut all these parts apart, and we'll be back to attach them. Okay, here we go. Let's build something. We already did the rotten cutting part in the heat. So let's see. We're gonna first take our bottom board, and we need to attach the pillars to hold the top floor up. So I already pre-cut all this stuff, and now I need to try to hammer it together, and hopefully this works because I've never done this before. So we'll see. First, I'm going to get a piece of tape and hold this together while I try to hammer it by myself. Go. So, anyways, hopefully all you people are staying well and healthy wherever you're at. I'm in South Texas, and it has been like a freaking hellstorm of heat. Last week it was like 107 one day, and this week it's only been like in the 90s. Ooh, a break. So, okay, so let's try to do this. I got these nails, all kinds of sizes, but I think I'm going to use these like little 1-inch guys. 2 in each end. Alright, let's see if this works. Please go in. Oh my god. Come on. You can do it. I have faith in myself. Somehow. Got back there. Alright, let's try again. One nail so far. Alright, let's try number 2. I'm not going to subject y'all to this long process. I'm going to somehow speed up this film, and then we can get to the fun part. Because right now this is not the fun part. At least not for me. Maybe it's for you guys, because you get to watch me act like a weirdo. There's gotta be a better way. I can hear my friend out there, drill some pilot holes first. Well, you know, that's not gonna happen. Okay, got the one end. Okay, I think that worked. Maybe not. Oh my god. Okay, let's see. Yeah, no. Oh. Phooey. This might just be a, oh, look what I made after like a month of attempting things, and you get to see the end project. Oh my god, why is this so hard? Don't smack my thumb. Ho ho ho! Doesn't have to be I never said it's gonna be a perfect house. Okay. So I'm gonna work on this by myself. And we'll come back later when we get to the fun part of like painting the ceiling and then attaching walls and then the best part is making the fun little stuff, the miniatures. So anyways, alright, I'll see you in a few. Hey, welcome back friends. I got all of our pieces cut out and the basic structure of the house put together. Turn it around so you can see the front. There's the back wall, the two sides, and then the front house, side garden area. So I've already pre-cut everything. It took quite a while to figure all this out. It was our original sketch drawing with the original house down here. So let me show you how we're going to put this together. I made the walls out of those like foam poster boards, those foam core poster boards that you can get like at the Dollar Tree. So this is the back wall, and to make that window space, instead of just leaving it open, once I cut that hole out to make the window, I decided I think it would look cooler if we put like a little plexiglass in there, so it'll actually look like a window. And that took some time. This was just from a box that I had around the house. It had some paper, like art paper in it, and I just cut up the box and used the plastic. So we're gonna make that a window, and cut all that out, of course, and then I'm going to frame it with these little strips, which also took a while to cut out. And then we'll have the in between, so we'll have like floor to ceiling windows, kind of like in a mid-century house. And so that'll be along this back wall. But you'll have a big window to look out of. And then on the side walls, instead of just making just like a plain old wall, I decided to cut the wall down a little shorter and then insert another window at the top on both sides. So one on that wall, one on the far wall, same way. And then the other thing I had to think about was you need a space between your back wall and where you're gonna like slip the scenery card. So if you just don't want to look at your house like your normal house through the plastic dollhouse window, in the back, in the real dollhouse, some of the 70s, they had this like paper cardboard scene of like a city scene on one side and at nighttime, and then you flip it and you could have a daytime city scene or whatever scene you want, really, because now it's however we want it to be. So we can I'll just look online and find a scenery to slide in there. But to make it slide in, you need to have a space. So what I thought about doing is twist this house around again. Maybe you can see it. Alright, let's go this way. So to be able to slip a card in here where the windows is going to be, it has to be away from the house a little bit. So I thought if I had a little piece of foam board and put that here, then I have a tiny little gap that I can slide in scenery between the back wall and the window plastic. So I think hopefully that'll work out. I think it will. I think it's kind of a neat thing that they had with that original house, instead of just having a 4 old plain walls. So what I'm going to do to attach those is just use a glue gun and glue it against the posts, the pillars. Put all that together, and we should have something that looks like, resembles some sort of house. And another thing I found while I was getting the foam core board from the Dollar Tree was I was trying to think about on the upper deck, like, what do I want to do? I don't want to leave this just plain old like plyboard. And I thought about, a lot of people will do their dollhouses with like popsicle sticks, and they'll just like lay these out like floorboards and then stain them. But that's a lot of like cutting off little pieces, and it can just get a little complicated. So I found these really neat like rubber placemats that have the little texture to it. So I think that'll look good up top for like a decking surface like that. So I got 2 of them, so we'll just glue them down side by side, and then eventually we'll build the the wooden retaining wall, and we'll also have a rail, some sort of railing around the sides so nobody falls off the roof, right? But I think it's gonna look really cool once we get going here. It's just like putting all this together and this and cutting all the boards, and that was a pain in the butt, but I got it done. I'm gonna do that I did that off camera because it's just too crazy seeing me get frustrated with a hammer and nails. But I got it together, and it took a little time, a little sweat, but it's working. So we'll go put all this together, and then we'll be back and show you the house glued together, and then we can go on to the next steps. Hey y'all, look what's happening. We have walls up, we have windows up. It took all afternoon, but it worked out really well. Let me see. First, let's look at this. This is the inside of the front thing. So here's our little window, and I put a little what do you call it? I framed out the window, and we twist it around. This is the outside. So I framed it here, and then we'll cut off all the little extra stuff at the end. But for now, I just kept it. And I did this side as well. And this is the little piece that I cut to fit right up in there. Oh, one-handed. There we go. So we'll glue that in with the glue gun. It'll look just like the other side. I'm going to turn the house around. You'll see this side is the same. Very modern looking. So we have these little atrium windows, and this is all framed out and glued down. The back wall ended up being, I had to change some ideas around because to be able to put that cardboard piece in, just have like a scene, like a scene, whatever you decide, what city you want to look at or whatever you want to put in there. I had to figure this out a little differently. It took a little while, but I think I got a good plan. So to be able to slip the cardboard cutout, it had to be behind the window, but also be held in somehow on the back, which I'll show you. So on the inside, I put this like, I don't know what it's called, like a header board or a fascia, I don't know what it's called, but I put that in there. And then when we turn it around, you can kind of see what's going to happen. Let's turn this around. Whoop. Okay, so I taped it in place until I was ready to glue it, because I wanted you guys to see. If we untape the sides here, whoop, whoop, there we go. We'll lift this up so you can kind of see what's going on. Let's flip that up. Okay, so here's the little plexiglass window, and I'm going to glue this to that front board that's also just taped. I need to glue all this down, but I wanted to show you how we're doing this. And then I'm going to make the space for the card to slip in. I'm going to put these little pieces of foam to put in between this board and this board. So when we glue it all down, it should have enough space, like a 1/4 inch of space to slip in whatever scene we decide to put in there. I'll probably put it on some kind of like hardboard so it won't flop around. And just flip this back down. Alright, and we have a back wall. And I think I'm not sure if I'm going to put any kind of like baseboard thing here or not. I'll have to figure that out still too, but for all in all, for the afternoon, I think I got a lot accomplished, and it came out really cute so far. And then also, when this is down here, I needed something to go here, so I cut another piece of foam core to fit in here. I'll glue that to the floor and in between the posts there, so it'll stand up. There we go. So that'll stand up, and it looks like that. We have a beautiful picture window, and we're going to put some artwork here, and the fireplace goes, I'm not sure, I think, yeah, the fireplace goes here, and it goes all the way up to the ceiling. The old, like, Malm pre-way fireplace, little cone fireplaces, and I might put maybe like a hanging swing chair. I've got all kinds of ideas, in the little like leather or vinyl couch I want to put here, and I'm going to build out a stereo system here and figure out what to do with this area. I'm not quite sure yet. In the original, they had these like teeny tiny plastic like molded chairs, so there's lots of opportunities to get this all fixed up, swinging cool place. I did find that I had some leftover, I definitely wanted like a white fluffy rug, like a shag kind of rug in here. So I had one of these little thingies, an extra one, whoop, to put in the house. I had to cut it down, of course, but I mean, look, it's gonna be one groovy pad, let me tell you. Like, I would just want to shrink down and live in here. So so yeah, this is what I got done today. I'm going to glue the walls down, and then we can start to figure out what to do for, well, we'll install our decking up here and maybe start working on the art wall. But yeah, it's really coming along. I'm so excited about it, and I'm glad that you tuned in to follow me on this crazy adventure. I decided to go. In the very beginning, it was like more like a DIY, like why am I trying to do this, because it wasn't working. But now I'm on a good roll, and got nothing but good ideas coming on here. So okay, Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.